Hello there. I hope you guys are doing great. And if you are looking for an English language easy course online, then congratulations. You have come to the right spot. My name is Nadia Khan and I'm going to teach you some very simple concepts of language in a fun way that are totally applicable in your daily life. So I have been teaching English language for the past for many past years, and it has been a really great experience. I have trained thousands and thousands of students for English language, and in this video I will teach you some basic concepts, the very basic concepts of language that are applicable in everyday's life. The topic for today's lesson is singular and plural subjects. Let's get started. Singular and plural, that's a very basic concept. Let's analyze this concept with the help of a situation. For example, you are organizing a party at your place and you are inviting 10 guests for the party. Now, you want to make lots of food. Obviously, there are 10 guests and you need lots of items, and most probably items more than one. So, if you are making a list, supposingly there is a store nearby, just suppose, and you want to order that store to deliver you all the items you need for that party. Now, when you make that list, let's say, for example, you have decided three things to be added in your party, three types of food. Basically, for example, you decided to make some starters. Then you are also going to do some main courses. And lastly, you are going to end the thing with some desserts. Let's say, for example, what can you add? In starters, you are making soup and, for example, wontons. In main courses, you are making some rice dishes and grilled fish. And lastly, in dessert, you decided to make a sweet trifle. Now, to make all of these things, you will need a lot of items. And my question is, will you need just one item or more than one? Obviously, you are going to need more than one item. So, when you are making the list, what are you going to write? So, for the soup, for example, you will need 6 corns. Now, how are you going to write 6 corns? Now, question is it with an S or an ES? Similarly, you will need rice. So, 1 kg rice, or maybe rices. What is correct? Again, when it comes to eggs, for example, you are asking for 1 dozen eggs. So, is it with an S or an ES? Similarly, when asking for fish, is it fish or fishes? Which is correct? So, in this lesson, we will sort it out how to make the singular and plural correctly and how to use it in daily life. Let's talk about the simple formula of making singular and plural. You will have a main noun. You can add into it some letters. Letters like S, ES, WES, IES, and many others. That combination is going to make it into plural forms. Or, in other case, you can simply change the overall form. So these plural forms can be made in two ways. We will discuss by the end of the video and during the course of the video how you will make these forms. Now, one important thing to remember is whenever we are talking about singular nouns, you are going to use the helping word is. And when we talk about plural nouns, you will use the helping verb are. Simple. So I talked about adding some letters in the nouns. Now, which letters to add and when? Let's see. Sometimes nouns can be added with S. For example, cat turns into cats, or river changes into rivers, or for example, car changes to cars. Simple. Now there is another situation. Sometimes there are nouns that end with S, SS, CH, X or Z. In these cases, you can simply add ES. Let's take some examples. Bus. It is ending with an S, so we can add an ES and make it bus is. Similarly, quiz. It is ending with Z, so we can add ES and make it quizzes. Church. Ends with CH. We can add an ES to it. Churches. And text changes into Texas because of this X over here. So very easily you can make some quick plurals this way. Now there is another case in which the word usually ends with an F, and in some cases we can replace that F with a WE and VENS. Let's see how. For example, your noun ends with the letter F. In that case, you can make it a plural by adding WES in some cases. For example, wolf ends with an F, add WES and make it wolves. Simple. Again, we have the word wife. Again, there is an F, so it can be changed into wives. But there are some exceptions to it as well. Sometimes this concept is applied to make some plurals. Otherwise, the form changes overall, which we will discuss later on. Another aspect is of the nouns which end with a Y. For example, nouns end with the letter Y, like penny. baby, bunny. In these cases, all the nouns are ending with the letter Y. You can simply make it into a plural by adding IES. So the penny changes to pennies. And the baby changes to babies. Bunny changes to bunnies. And you have some quick plurals made. In other cases, we change the overall form. Let's see how. Change in overall form. Example, men, woman, foot, tooth. All of these can be entirely changed. Let's see how. The man changes to men. Woman changes to women. Foot changes to feet. And tooth changes to teeth. Now there is another interesting aspect in which we do not change the word at all. The same word can be used in both singular and plural aspects. Let's see some examples. No change in form. Sheep remains sheep. And fish remains fish. Aircraft remains aircraft only. So no change in this case. Now there are two more cases remaining, which are the main ones. In those cases, number one is that there are some plural forms, but they are taken as singular. Let's see. Plural forms taken as singular. For example, the word news. Now, I told you in the beginning of the session that news, whenever there is a singular noun, it is combined with the helping verb is. Or whenever there is a plural noun, it is combined with the helping verb are. News sounds plural and it is plural. But for news, we are going to use is. The news is at 6:30 p.m. So it's a plural form, but it is taken as singular. Let's see another example. Darts. It's a game. It's plural, but it is taken as singular. Darts is a popular game. Let's take another example of a subject called economics. Again, it's plural, but it is taken as singular. Economics is quite an interesting subject. So in this case, plural forms are taken as singular. Now, last case is there are some plural forms of nouns and they are taken as plural only in any case. Let's see how. Plural forms taken as plural. Example of trousers. Those trousers are tight. So they are plural forms. No matter they are a single pair, they are taken as plural only, as I represented with the are. Let's see another example of scissors. Where are my scissors? Or jeans, clothing brand. She is wearing jeans. Her jeans are black. Again, are in all cases. Last example is of glasses. Those glasses are beautiful. Now, let's do two more examples. Police and cattle. Police are investigating and cattle is also taken as plural. Are grazing. So in both the cases I have used are and not is.